I have been to few countries around the world, but that was my first time to China. I have to admit, you can see here different culture from the rest of the world. I can feel like something I was missing in my life. First of all, you can see how people lived here thousands of years ago. But please give a voice to one of my tour guide. He knows China history much better than me.
One is Great Wall, the other is the Canal. Okay? According to our history book, it's even recorded in our history. 1,300 years ago, there was a tyrant, which is the last emperor of that dynasty. One day he had a dream. He has long heard of the pretty ladies from South China. And then in his dream, he saw many pretty ladies wearing the costume, holding the umbrella, and walking along the river. Lots of weeping willows, and this is spring, that's the season for the willows, so it's got lots of seeds flying over in the air and like cotton flowers. So that image stuck in his hair over and over. He cannot wait any longer, so he decided to have a trip to East China. But unfortunately at that time they are not connected in waterways. As a king, he doesn't want a tough trip. Even sitting in a comfortable horse stage, that's still suffering. So he really wants to have a boat trip, a comfortable boat trip, all the way from north to south. And then he couldn't just tell the ministers, I want to build a canal for myself, right? So he thought over, and then he found a pretext. He mentioned something about the economy of this country. There are so many major cities in North China with big population. They want more rice from east. And then a lot of factories in North China, and we need to ship them down to the south. So we really need to build a waterway for economy. And that's why he finally convinced all the ministers to sign that treaty. And then at the same time, he also built the biggest dragon boat for himself. It said the boat is 17 meters wide, 70 meters long. And this waterway is not the main trunk, okay? The Grand Canal starts from Beijing all the way to Hangzhou, the city we are going this afternoon, 1,800 kilometers. And it goes through 26 cities. And then they use the existing lakes, rivers into one big trunk, okay? So the main part is much wider, 20-30 meters wide, and deeper, 6 meters on average. While this section is belong to the local city, okay? Much narrower and shallow, 2 meters, 3 meters only, and gets very narrow. And then all these local canals divide the city like a chessboard, crisscrossed. So that's why Suzhou is also called the Venice in the East. Every single family, take a look, you can see stone slabs to the water. This is where they used to tie the boat to. So instead of riding a horse, people prefer to travel with a sampan, a rowboat, little rowboat. It's arched, covered for 2 people to row at 2 ends, right? See, every family has something like that. The reason why you don't see sampans along this waterway, because this section is for tourists, so they have some other part, okay? And hundreds of years ago, the government charged people tax due to the size of the gate. So people here, they are very humble, even they are rich, they don't want to show off. They built the gates narrow. So the layout of the old house is very funny. It's got rooms one after another, you know? Yeah, and then some of the big family, they got little stairways up to the 2nd floor. And then we have a saying, the water floats the boat and also capsizes it. And you can guess the meaning. The water means people. the boat means the king, the throne of the king. If you're kind to your people, people will think of you and support you. But if you are as cruel as this tyrant, people fought against you. So this emperor had a 6-month boat trip. It's so relaxing. He didn't stay on boat at all time. He hopped on the land, and all the rich people along this canal try to please this king. So they offer their big mansion as a temporary palace. Stay in my house, and then they get privilege to do business. Okay, so this emperor arrived East China, and he did get lots of pretty ladies to fulfill his palace as concubines. But on his way back, he was murdered by the uprising fighters. You know, he's really bad king. He even signed the decree to all the magistrates along this canal to set free all the prisoners, because he cannot wait to get to East China as soon as possible. So hundreds of laborers row the boat, and he still thought it's not fast enough. So let the prisoners pull the boat on 2 riverbanks and let them know they win a chance to be free if they manage to pull the boat to the end of the tour. And none of them made it. Without enough rest, without food supply, they are so exhausted and they die halfway. So he was murdered by some of them. But everything got 2 sides. This canal did play a very important part for transportation. In the old days, it's used for shipping the food, products, and today it's still in use. Our country use this canal to ship construction materials in inland China. And then, but the very beginning, the very first reason of this project was for one man's dream to have a boat trip. Because there are 2 big rivers in China, Yellow River in north, Yangtze River in south, but both these 2 rivers goes from west to east. So that's why we have this canal.
Are those houses safe here?
Yes, in 1990s, the local government here helped the people to upgrade the facilities.